My friends built me a prison and challenged me to break out of it, but the problem was this one seemed impossible. Breaking out of this prison was not going to be easy because while the outside looks nice, on the inside all the rooms were layered with bedrock, making it impossible to break out of. There's only one exit in this prison, but will I be good enough to escape, or am I gonna end up stuck in this prison forever? What the heck? Alright, well I guess this is the entrance, so let's just go in here and see what happens, I guess. Alright, so it looks like this is the prison. Without further ado, I guess I'll begin. First, I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything, so I went back and looked in the water, and to my surprise, there actually was a furnace. So I opened it up, and I got 5 cat spawn eggs. I looked around in the water a little bit more to just make sure I wasn't missing anything, and I wasn't, so I went ahead and went on. Looking at the drop, I thought I could fall down and survive, so I went ahead and took the risk, and I did it. I lived, and my health regenerated, so I checked out the water really quick just to see if there was anything in it. I checked the corners, and I couldn't really find anything. I also checked the corners of the room just to make sure there wasn't anything up there. And then I went over to check out the lava. I right-clicked around in the lava to try to find something, and I accidentally got burned. But after right-clicking some more, I finally found a chest with 22 bamboo. After looking around the room some more, I decided the only thing left was the hole at the top and the main 2 holes. So first I went into the right hole, and there's a bunch of redstone around and some obsidian in the back corner. I didn't want to break the obsidian just yet because I thought maybe I would get a diamond pickaxe or something later. And further on down the hole, there was just more redstone, and it didn't really seem to go anywhere. Then I went into the left hole to see if there was anything over there, and there was a crafting table at the bottom, but it seemed a little bit too far down. Then, as I turned around, I realized I couldn't escape the hole. So I looked around a little bit more, and I found a dispenser that had 3 diamonds in it. I thought about breaking the dispenser, but I thought maybe if I broke it with a pickaxe later, it would be better. And after jumping down to the crafting table, I didn't see anything that would help me get out. But then I remembered that bamboo can make sticks, and sticks can make ladders. So I made 7 sticks and decided to save the rest of my bamboo for later. And then I made those 7 sticks into ladders. Then I put 1 ladder down on each side so that I could get up optimally. And I used the last ladder to get out of this hole. But then I remembered something. The obsidian I saw earlier, I could totally make a pickaxe for with the crafting table I just found. So I turned a little bit more bamboo into sticks, and I made those sticks into a diamond pickaxe. I was a little scared to be doing that because I could have maybe used them for something else, but I decided it was the best bet as I didn't really know what else to do to move forward. So I started breaking the obsidian with my diamond pickaxe, but as I was breaking the obsidian, I actually found a trapped chest. It didn't look like there was anything else around it, and it wasn't possible to open at that current moment, so I just decided to break. This could have been a bad decision, but it turned out to be okay. Then I just returned to obsidian mining until I had all of the obsidian, and with the 14 obsidian, I tried to get out of the room, so I started building up using the optimal placements, and even after using optimal placements, I still was too far away. So I went back down to look for some more clues, and I remembered about the redstone. I decided to break it, and maybe I could use it to make some redstone blocks. So I broke as much as I could, and I only had 14. But there was still some redstone remaining, so I knew there was probably a way to get it. So I went back to the crafting table, and I made a redstone block. And then a thought came to me. When you kill a cat, you actually get string. So I placed a cat, and I didn't get any string on the first one, but I did it again, and I got a piece of string. So for my plan to work, I need 2 strings, so I went back and I killed another cat, but I got the 2 string that I needed. So I went back to the crafting table, I turned the rest of my bamboo into sticks. It was at this moment that I realized my plan needed 3 sticks, not 2. So I looked around just a little bit more to try to see if there was anything else, and for now, it really wasn't looking like there was going to be anything in this room. So I used the redstone and the trap chest to get up, and I made it on to the next room. In the next room, I did a quick look around. There was stairs that seemed to lead all the way up to a weird location, and there was also a square in the floor. I saw a crafting table in the corner, and I actually saw a hole. Outside of the hole, I saw the tree, so I assumed that was going to be the way to escape. But for now, I didn't really want to jump down the hole because I wasn't certain on how I was going to get back. So I started the grueling process of climbing up the tower, and once I made it all the way up the tower, I saw that there was a hole in the wall. In this hole, there was a hopper with 2 sticks. It looked like I would need 4 blocks to get up, and for now, I had 0. So I went back down, and there wasn't much I could actually do in here for now. But I knew there were still some blocks that I could get from the first room, so I went back to use the crafting table, and finally, I could use the 3 sticks that I wanted to use to make a fishing rod. So before I left this time, I could actually grab the ladder because I had the fishing rod. I finally managed to grab it, but I dropped it again. And then, after so many attempts, I finally got one. Then I remembered the redstone that I had from earlier, so I went back and broke it. And then I used my fishing rod to bring them all closer. So I made my redstone block, and I ended up getting it on the last try. So now that I had 2 out of 4 blocks, I needed to find out a way to get 2 more. And then a thought came to me. Earlier, when I was going upstairs, I remembered seeing a villager. I clicked on what he had to offer, and he had 20 wheat for 1 emerald. I realized realized there could still be a hidden chest that I should look for. So, because I couldn't go up and I couldn't go down, I went back to where I was. I looked around for a little bit and I couldn't find anything until I got back to the lava. And I was just kind of hopelessly clicking until I accidentally found it. So, I took all the wheat that was in there and I went back to the villager to make the trade. I gave him all the wheat I could and I got 9 emeralds, and then I made an emerald block out of that. Then I broke the crafting table and I had a crafting table and an emerald block. Then I placed all the blocks to get up to the next level, and after I placed the ladder, I saw that immediately there was some gravel, a hole, and a staircase. First, I went to the hole, and inside was a hopper. Once I opened it, I saw that there was 1 iron ingot. I decided to keep the gravel for now in case I would need it. When I got up the staircase, I entered the highest room. First, I saw a hole in the ground, and in one of the corners, there was a staircase leading up to something in the corner. I decided to go to the hole first because it was closer to me, and once I reached the very bottom, I looked around and I actually saw a hopper. Inside was a feather, and I just took it. After looking around the hole a little bit more, I decided that that was probably about it. Then I went to the only other thing that I saw in the room, and at the top of the staircase, I saw a 2-block gap. After checking my inventory, I didn't have anything that I could use to get across. I was a little confused on what to do, so I started just heading down to see if I missed anything. I checked all the corners of the rooms, and the gravel was looking like my only option. But just to check, I actually went back down, and I saw something I hadn't seen before. There was a sign on the wall that said loser. I think my friends are trying to make fun of me, but for now, I'm just gonna mind this. And at that moment, a thought popped up in my head. If I could pick this gravel up, that means I could put it on top of the sign and clear the gap. But it's risky because sometimes gravel can turn into flint. So I mined it and I got gravel. So I climbed up the staircase, put the sign down, put the gravel on top. I did the jump, and over the gap, there was a hopper. After opening it up, I got an oak door. While I was up here, I decided to look around to see if there was any clues, and it was looking like I had cleared pretty much everything. Before heading into the hole, however, I wanted to pick up all the things that I had with me. So first I got the sign and the gravel, then I got the ladder and the 3 blocks I had placed, and I even tried to pick up this compost, which sadly I could not get. I thought if I could pick up any of the blocks in the first room, but unfortunately it didn't look like I would be able to without destroying the path, which means that all that remains is the big hole. It looks like I could survive that distance if I just drop down, but just to be safe, I'm gonna attempt a ladder clutch. And I did it! However, now that I'm down from the hole, that means that there's no return. The first thing that I noticed when I came in was this weird thing on the top of the ceiling, and in the corner there was a crafting table. On the left side, there appeared to be some stairs, and when I went in, I found that there was a sign and some water. Over on this wall, there was an iron door, and then of course, there was the hole to freedom. So, I dove into the water and just hoped for the best. It appeared to be going left and right in a maze-like manner, and I wanted to have my door out in case I needed to use it. About halfway through, I started to drown, and I was actually getting really nervous that I wasn't gonna make it. And then I was about to die, and I used a door and barely stayed alive. Then I went on to the final room, and in it was a sign to keep the water back and a chest that had a single stone butt. Before I left, I took the chest, and then I also took the sign. I made sure there was nothing else in the room. I took the door, and then I swam back happily and safe. I also took the sign on my way out. At this point, I was starting to consider if I could escape early, so I looked at my items and considered if I could do anything. However, with the items I had, it didn't really seem like I could. I think that the intent of the stone button was for this door, but because I have a diamond pickaxe, I can just break the door down. So I took the door and the stone button, and I almost fell in this death hole. Anyways, the deeper I went in, it looked like a maze again. When I got to the end of it, there was a sign that said you're never gonna escape. I picked it up, and on my way back, I saw this dropper that had a bow in it. I also picked up the drop. After picking it up, I saw that there was a hole, but after checking it, it looked like a completely regular hole. I kept it in mind, but after getting back to the end, I wanted to inspect the other hole, and in here, there seemed to be some sort of thing in there. I was pretty sure I had enough blocks to go in, so I hopped in, and there was a dropper. Inside of it was a single iron ingot. Then, I tried to get up using the blocks that I had, and luckily, I had just enough to get out. I went back just to double check the other hole, and it really seemed like there was nothing in it. I went back up to the top to check if there was anything up there, and then I remembered about the weird thing on the ceiling. It looks like something you're supposed to hit with a bow and arrow, and I remembered I got a bow early. I then realized that to make an arrow, I would need a stick, a feather, and a piece of flint. And the piece of flint is the gravel that I used to build out of this hole. So, I broke through all of the items that I had placed earlier, and I broke the gravel. I then replaced all of the items that I still didn't need, and I almost messed up again. And then I did this glitch with a door, and I placed my last ladder to escape. Then I placed the gravel in the crafting table, and I mined the gravel until it turned to flint. After an excruciating 20 or so breaks, I finally got a piece of flint. Then I put the feather, the stick, and the flint in, and I got 4 arrows. I picked up my crafting table as I did not need it for now. I took aim and shot the target, and then I saw something fall from the sky. I now had 3 iron iron ingots, which was enough to make a bucket, and with the bucket, I would be able to escape. So I made a bucket from the crafting table. I took some water from the water room, and finally, I got to escape the prison. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is my first video in a really long time, so thank you guys. Goodbye!